Okay, this is my second time doing this. I was going to talk about the Cardi Offset breakup, and the thing is, funny thing is, I had one thing on my mind that I really wanted to talk about um, that I fucking forgot, and then I was like, God damn! As soon as I about to upload, I was like, God damn! I wasn't supposed to talk about that. Um, I wanted to talk about the Cardi Offset breakup, and I find this hilarious because it shows how people thinks about marriage and marriage today. Because one thing a lot of people want to know: do people still want to get married? Do people see the point of getting married? Why? Like a lot of men, it's just like they don't see the point of getting married if you know if I don't care if you work a lot or work a little, but you work for what you have, and then having other people take half of what you want, which they didn't have. A lot of people want to have problems with that. That's what people have about alimony. Even before you, like, I know there are prenuptial agreements and all that other stuff, but I do understand why people don't like going through divorces because divorces are fucking messy. I'd rather you just stay with me forever than just then go on divorce and all that other stuff. I had, for one thing, okay, about Cardi, and I'm gonna always say this in my personal opinion, from what I've seen, and this is from the outside looking in. I think Cardi's been a great wife to Offset. There's been many of times she done put her in his songs, like Buddy and Cardi. Cardi put the pussy on Offset. Cardi put the brain on Offset. Um, Motorsport, where you got that. You got Clouts. That song Clout that was Offset song that Cardi does a great job on that verse. She's over there grinding on him, being real seductive on him. Like I feel like Cardi has been a great wife. I can't say that she's been a bad wife or she's been berating him. I feel like Cardi, and I've always said this. Yes, she may be loud, she may be stripper and all that stuff, but Cardi looked like a good catch. This is one of the people who's like I've always said. Yeah, Cardi, like if you really get to know her, she'd be like a great person to be around. And maybe it's just, and yes, I am Cardi biased. I don't want to say I'm not a Barty or Cardi B. I wouldn't call myself a total Cardi B fan. I do like Cardi. Something about Cardi B that draws me to it, but I wouldn't call myself for like a Barty, a Cardi fan, or so like one of her stands and all that other stuff. I wouldn't call it whatever they call it, Cardi B fan stands, whatever they call them. I wouldn't call myself one of those, but I am a fan of Cardi B. But I'm also a fan of Offset. I always said Offset is a dope rapper, and I think now I'm seeing more of his like funny personalities in some of these videos and all that stuff. The joint he did with Migos and NBA YoungBoy, I feel like you're seeing more of that. And I've always said, yo, as gangster as niggas are, and yes, yeah, he may have a temper, but I'm pretty sure he got a funny side to him too. Like if you know him, that nigga probably funny as hell. And I've always said this about gangsters. Yo, gangsters are funny too. Like a lot of them niggas, yeah, they hard, but when when you like I don't want to say break down that wall, but I guess you could say break down that wall. Some of them niggas are hilarious as fuck. And some of them niggas just like they don't really want no dramas. If a lot of things can go their way, they will. But part of saying that, I think Cardi was an amazing wife. I'm not sure about Offset. Offset looked like he took care of his business, but he just couldn't keep his dick in his pants. But that's only from what the information I've seen and what's been given out there. Now, this is not the first time that, if I'm correct, this is not the first time she was about to ask for divorce, if I'm correct. But Cardi has always shouted her man out. She put him in songs, and like I told people, look, when it comes to Cardi, and I would say she's doing this, she's talking about her husband. Cardi B has always been like putting her husband in a song. So if she's talking about pleasing anybody, she's specifically talking about pleasing her husband. And like side note, a lot of people, um, if y'all don't like her sexually explicit lyrics, y'all don't have to listen to them. She never writes her shit for kids. I don't know why people think that yes, you're kind of like a role model to little girls because the little girls see you and all that other stuff, but you gotta understand that your shit is for adults. Like her shit is for like they have barcodes, the they have ratings, and like for movies they have ratings, for albums they have these like explicit lyrics and all that other stuff. They have these parental warnings that tell you no, your child should not be listening to this, because he even said I don't play this type of shit around my child. Yeah, so obviously she's being a good mother. Same way with Eminem said, I don't let Haley listen to me either. It's just like I don't want you listening to this shit. You're just being a parent. All right, let my kid be a kid. So not to that's off of that side note. But anyway, back to the matters at hand. From what we've seen, like Cardi looks like she's been a great wife, and yes, even though Offset's been caught cheating, in my opinion, I do feel like he still do her good. Like he still take care of her. He still show her love. He just temptation is and women. I This is where I feel like, and you're gonna say I'm mansplaining, but this like type of situation, I feel like you have to mansplain. I don't, and I'm gonna be honest about myself. I never was like the most handsome. I think I'm handsome, but I was never say I was like the first choice, anybody's first choice, or anyone handsome and all that other stuff. I remember the first time I got my girlfriend, and then all of a sudden, women is just starting to flirt with me when they realize like you a good dude, and all of a sudden you got a girlfriend. You talk about your girlfriend and all that other stuff. Like I remember getting a lot of attention one time, especially when they found out you got a job, you got a good job, you got a good car, and you got a girlfriend and all that other stuff. There was one point in time where, and I didn't see this until I broke up, but yeah, there was women flocking to me. It was like, "Oh, you so sweet, you so cute, and all that other stuff." I wasn't getting that before. Now, imagine if I was a rich nigga and like bitches just want me for my money, or bitches just like I can, I can do whatever. I can do nothing, and a bitch would just come and get to me and all that other stuff. Where I used to have to try. I'm not used to that. See, you women, and I feel like this is a gift and a curse for women. You can, and even hell, even like the BBWs, like somebody likes you and all that other stuff. And I've always said this. It's just like men, like we don't even have to know your name, and we want to fuck you. We don't care what you do. You could be a schizophrenic. You could just gotten out the insane asylum, and we be like, yo, she got a fat ass though. I fuck the shit out of her crazy ass. She might be crazy. She got a straight jacket, but you can see the ass through that straight jacket, my nigga. No, you know that ass is crazy, nigga. Like we will fuck you without knowing her name, and that's like the gift and the curse of women, because you used to that so much that you know how to like say no and dodge it and all that stuff, because now to a point, ever since, maybe for some people, ever since you're an adolescent, but some people when they hit puberty, niggas nonstop hit on you. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Now, like if you're one of the few that women just find cute and all that other stuff, you probably go through that. But average Joe like me, I don't really go through that. I have to do the hunting, which is fine. I keep telling people like if you're the man, you're supposed to be the pursuer. That's what you're supposed to do. Like women not gonna like that, but that's how this how nature is. This is just human nature. You cannot fight human nature. As men, we have to be the pursuers. We have to be the ones to have the game. We have to be the ones that holler at women and all that other stuff. So we have to do that. So imagine like I had me being rich as an average Joe. Now I got millions of dollars, and everybody knows I have millions of dollars. So everybody knows my face. So I go anywhere, and then I just have endless of beautiful women that if I wasn't rich, I would never get this type of attention. That shit is hard to fight. Like even like I've never cheated on my girls, but even then, like I'm getting all this attention. And it's just like I'm not used to this attention. I remember one girl she saw me and she just like gave me a hug, smooth big hug. I was like, it must be my birthday or some shit like that. Now don't get me wrong, I'm a nice guy and all that other stuff. And it's like I don't want to say nice guy, but a lot of women call me sweet because That's what a lot of women. Oh, you so sweet. So I always go with sweet. I always say I'm not a nice guy. Like women call me sweet. So I go with sweet and all that other stuff. So I get all this attention, and then all of a sudden I break up with my girl. I don't get that attention no more. It's like, what the fuck is this? Why is it always this way? It's just like when I'm with somebody, I'm getting all this attention, but all of a sudden now that I'm single, it's just like, and then I understand why like a nigga like Future got 8 baby mamas because you're looking at a nigga that that nigga got money for some reason. He's known for fucking bitches. Nigga got like multiple baby mamas. She was like, he might be the man to fuck with, but a nigga that's got something good for himself, he probably ain't got no kids or something like that. He's like, oh, you can't pull a bitch. It's weird fucking science. We don't understand it, but I think even like there's one part of women that I never understood. It's just like instead of going with the guy that has stuff going for himself, you might go with a nigga that already in a relationship. But that's neither here nor there. Um, Offset, obviously, to me, I don't care if he's like that shit is just hard to. Y'all have years and years and years of experience, and I think that's why y'all can like easily pass up on a dude. But a nigga that just getting money can't pass up on that. It was like having free pussy thrown at you. Shit, it's just you like. I, I would love to get to me and a dude would tell you I would love to get to a point where I've got so much pussy thrown at me I can just deny it. But a lot of dudes is just like, man, I'm never getting this poverty talking pussy ever again. So I'm gonna take advantage of this. I've seen dudes like that. So with that being said, I'm not saying Offset's going through that. And this is just my opinion. I could be wrong, but at least the chicks he was fucking with were, I think were beautiful. Even though I think I don't want to say except Summer Bunny. I think Summer Bunny is real pretty, but she is a knockoff. But I've also called Summer Bunny a knockoff of a knockoff. Like Summer Bunny looks like a knockoff of Black China, and Black China look like a knockoff of Nicki Minaj. So it's just like, are they manufacturing these hoes? But the joint he joined for Africa with that dumb booty, I said, Lord, and she was beautiful. I was like, God damn, beautiful chocolate shit. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry, ladies. But also one thing, and this is the part where because I seen this on Facebook and everybody was trying to talk about this. It was just like how no one's like no man is looking at Offset as accountability to the L's. But it's something about on the lines of everybody's getting on Cardi. How come no one? All the men are getting on Cardi. How come none of the men is getting on Offset and all that stuff? And me, it's the same reason why I said no one's getting on Future because you know what the fuck he's about. All right. Now the thing about Offset, like I said, he's been caught cheating before, and you still married the nigga. Like he's cheated on you before, and he's married the nigga. With Future, he has multiple baby mamas, and he is known not to. And I don't know if it's true or not, but it's known not to take care of his kids much. That each of them saying that he do not take care of his kids. He's not that good of a father. So you know this information beforehand. I can understand you understand this after, then that's a men should get on it. But to me, I've always said this. You know this information beforehand, and yet you still fucking with it. That's like buying a used car and you know it has no brakes, and you buy the fucking car anyway, and you're wondering how come I can't stop the car at full fucking at 60 miles per hour. You knew the fucking brakes was shot before you drove the car. So why the fuck would you buy so why the fuck would you be mad? And this is why a lot of men is just like you knew that nigga was a cheater before you got in. The nigga cheated on you twice before you married him, and you still did. So if you divorced him because that nigga was still cheating, then that's your fault because you knew that nigga was cheating. If I if I'm in a boxing match with a dude that I know where he's on the ropes, he's gonna try to low blow me, or he's gonna like do some like fucking foul shit, and all of a sudden I got him on the ropes and that nigga low blows me, I should know that. They said, "Oh, this nigga gonna low blow me." Nigga, I feel like this is why a lot of dudes is just like, "Oh, you knew this." I feel like a lot of dudes is like, "You knew what he was about before you jumped in there." Like I could have told you that nigga was it. And I'm not. This is not saying that also. This is like anybody that cheat. Like I could have told you that nigga was a cheater. Like I could have told you that nigga cheated before you got in. Matter of fact, I did tell you that nigga cheated. Matter of fact, you caught him cheating on you before, and yet you still married him. So you thought in your psychological mind that even though he cheated on you before, maybe if maybe if you marry the man, you know he won't go through this again, and he does it again. You can't blame men for that, or you know, because the nigga do what he always do. Some people do not change their ways as much as you want to. As much as people do say they try to change and all this stuff, some people do change for the better, some people don't. But you can tell when some people do not want to change. There are some things that people just not going to change the way you're going to have to deal with your whole rest of the life. His might be cheating because bitches are like throwing pussy at him. So, and a lot of ladies, you got to understand this. And then a lot of men, and we say you this too, we warn you. And I like, even like, y'all defending Cardi, and like I said, I choose no side on this, but the way y'all defending Cardi is is pride. I feel some sort of pride from it, but at the same time, I feel kind of sad from it because the sad thing is, you know, you don't like to see divorce from nobody, and like I'm pretty sure like she's been in family where their father and mother are still together. I don't know if their father and mother is still together, but I know in my family, my grandparents are still together. I just came from the 60th wedding anniversary. They renewed their vows like before the Rona. So and you got all that happening. So even then, before my parents got divorced, they was around for 20 years. So I've seen long lasting marriage. So that shit is just, you know, when you see that, it's sad. But I do see the problem because some dudes are being really stupid. It's just like you don't. It's like a divorce is not something you drag somebody for. I don't feel like Cardi's like this whole thing is worth dragging. But I know dudes are going to do it because you talk about that WAP and you talking about I don't cook, I don't clean. Let me tell you how I got this ring. Like they're going to drag you for that. That's something you can't. But this is and like I said, Cardi fans, you're gonna have to realize as much as you want to defend it, yes, you're gonna get dragged for it. I don't cook, I don't clean. Let me tell you how I got this ring. Even if she did, you know, push the divorce, you know, you're gonna get dragged. It's like, especially dudes is like, oh, that WAP couldn't keep a man. And a lot of people throwing, you know, Megan Thee Stallion in there. WAP could either get you shot or divorced. And some people just, you know, doing the dragon shit. So to me, I expected the dragon. So I don't think it's going to last any longer. But I don't think. Um, I feel like I'm forgetting something again. I think I talked about everything I could possible. So with that being said, I'm going. Let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna go ahead and end this. So my name is Soskito Fly, and I'm out. Peace.